My father, he looks like not a day over 60, and we joke that he's preserved himself. He's a Mexican vampire by the amount of tequila and salt he consumes. Hi guys, my name is Claudette Zepeda. I'm coming to you from San Diego, California, and today I'm going to show you my favorite salsa, which is Salsa Macha, and how to pair it with my Oaxacan chicken, which is one of my favorite late night meals. So Salsa Macha gets its name because it is the sauce of brave people. Anyone that can handle the spice that a Salsa Macha gives you, it's like your badge of honor. Salsa Macha is one of the oldest sauces in Mexico. It's actually predated back to the emperors, the Aztec emperors, when they would pair chilies with spices and nuts and chocolate. Over 200 varieties, all including different chilies, sometimes just árbol, sometimes just pasilla. So just a little bit of chili 101. Chile de árbol is incredibly spicy. This is where we're gonna get our heat. Chile pasilla is spicier than an ancho. It has those same notes of like raisin and sweet, almost tamarind flavor, but I want a little bit spicier because I like spice. Paired with classic matcha is always peanuts. I prefer the Spanish peanuts. These are lightly toasted already, garlic, onions, and toasted sesame seeds. In Oaxaca, a whole different set of variations depending on which region you're in. If you're in La Mixteca, there's a sauce or a paste called chintexle, which is about the same structure as a matcha, but they make it more into a paste and they add dried shrimp. Similar to what some people might know as an exo sauce from China. That's just the beauty of food. It really has no borders. While we're talking about Mexico, Mexico is a byproduct of all these cultures that make our country so beautiful, and it's kind of why our food is just one of the best in the world. So first things first, before we touch the chicken, we're gonna go start with the salsa, and you want to make everything in similar size, so when you fry it, you wanna make sure they all get cooked evenly, and the onion will be the first thing we cut. So with the garlic, you have your whole cloves. We're not gonna mince it because it'll burn too fast. So what I do is I just, with the side of my knife, just smack it down and peel, obviously. But this now has 4 times the surface area that it did as a whole clove. Just keep going. Sorry, my nose is running now because of the onions. I gotta blow my nose, guys. Sorry. No. They made me cry, guys. Now for the chilies. The chile de árbol was already destemmed. I'm leaving the seeds in. The seeds are really what gives that kick to the sauce. I am going to just destem the chile pasillas. The stem of the pasilla wouldn't be palatable. It'll be like a piece of wood, especially once you fry it. So you just kind of peel in. I don't want to break all the seeds off and have it go all over the place. I'm just gonna peel it out. 2017 and 18, 16, 17, and 18, I spent traveling across the 7 regions of Mexico, from the north to the south. The southern part of Mexico really just took my heart. I became an honorary Oaxacan through Top Chef Mexico. One of my soul sisters, one of the contestants on the show, is a cocinera tradicional. So cocineras tradicionales are tasked with protecting the patrimony of our food, our cuisine, for the entire world. These are hojas de aguacatillo. So these are avocado leaves. They look very different than the hass that we know. They impart an anise type of quality, this sweet note that is in barbacoa, is a secret in mole, is a secret in a lot of Oaxacan cuisine. So we're just gonna go ahead and fry everything in batches and start the salsa. So you want your pan on medium heat, but low medium. Call it medium. And this is gonna toast the sesame seeds first. You don't wanna walk away. It's like pine nuts, they will burn incredibly fast. I have what my grandmother referred to as manos de tortillera, meaning I have no feeling in the fingertips of my hands from flipping tortillas my entire life. I can tell when the sesames are toasted enough because the color is definitely a little bit darker than when I started, and the feel. So the heat is now to where I can't hold it too much. This is gonna be my finished fry pot that we'll use to blend. Then we're gonna start our fry pot. So with salsa macha, you can definitely use a variety of oils. I would always suggest using a neutrally flavored oil. And it's okay if the seeds come out. All of this oil will be used for your final sauce. Drain excess out. Put it in our blend bowl. I am a hoarder by nature. My kids hate it. I have, I would say, about 30 different kinds of chilies in my house at all times. I keep them in vacuum sealed bags. I buy kilos at a time, which is a lot. This is seconds. Just toss them around. And you can see how fast that is. There's no surface area in a chile de árbol. It's really skinny. Like a rattlesnake, like a baby rattle. Hear that crunch? That's exactly what you want. Next is the peanuts. This is also very fast. Small surface area. This does take a little bit of time to fish them all out because they're so little. This is a perfect example that there's no fast food in Mexico. Even the sauces take time. So now I'm gonna go onions. So you wanna go as close to the edge as possible. I'm almost done here, so I'm gonna turn my oven on to 400. And then we're gonna move on to our chicken. So while I'm here, I might as well. They go from this translucent color to almost a white.
It does. It smells so good.
So now we're gonna go with our garlic cloves. So we're perfuming the oil, and at the end we're gonna marry it all together. Sorry guys, I'm missing a ladle. There's too many drawers in this house. So we're going to use all this beautiful aromatic oil to give us the moisture to create the sauce in the blender. Onions. This is really hot oil. This blender's weird. It's like moving it around, but there's no blades. I'm gonna try one more time. Nothing appears to be happening. Disclaimer, this isn't my kitchen. I wish. Okay, start all over. This is what I meant to do. All right, so since we have a blender that's a lot bigger, just gonna add a little bit more. Forget that just happened. We're gonna do second batch and just repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Pasillas in. All right, last batch. So now this last batch goes right on top. I always like to add salt at the very end of things, so I'm going to season it now. My container was too small, so I'm just gonna use the same. I don't wanna dirty more dishes and have to wash more, so I'm gonna use the same pot that I fried in, and here's where I will season and be able to comfortably move everything so that everything flavors evenly. And I'm gonna just do a healthy pinch, about a tablespoon of the sea salt. My favorite part actually of this salsa is it has that effect where it clears your nasal passage, it clears your ears, all of a sudden it sounds like you're underwater for a second. From here, you can send it to the world. Iztapalapa para todo el mundo. Shout out to anyone who knows that reference. Los Ángeles Azul. Michilangos. This chicken has air dried in the refrigerator. I like to make sure that there's no excess moisture on your bird. So I'm still gonna give it a good salt bath to just draw out any more moisture on the skin. So the easiest way I find to spatchcock a chicken is to go spine down. The same thing as like the chilies will tell you when they're ready. The bones will tell you where you're going. Let's see the knife, just gonna slide it down. Just work it, wiggle it if you need to. Goes right down the spine. They make amazing kitchen shears now that will cut through bone, no problem. And then I open it up. You can literally run your finger down that breastplate and you hold down right here. Your finger goes perfectly locked there. Hold the chicken down, pull up. If you're lucky, one fell swoop. So with your fillet knife, kind of score underneath the bones you can see. The breastbone's connected to the leg bone. I'm going to cut off my wings. The trick to a really good sear, really dry skin. So what would Julia Child do? So Julia Child taught me a few things. Very grateful for her teaching us how to speak English when we lived in Tijuana. How to embrace mistakes, especially when you're cooking. It's not the end of the world. I always say we're not curing cancer, we're not rocket scientists, we're not going to the moon. It's just food. So to pat it dry, I'm just gonna use paper towels. There are more chicken rotisserie chicken businesses per capita in Mexico than taco stands because chicken is cheap. And you can grow it and you can butcher it real fast. My favorite experience was in Oaxaca, and maybe I'll give you guys a picture of it. It was a woman waiting for her rotisserie chicken to be boxed up while holding a hen in her hand. That's why this is Oaxacan chicken, because it was the epitome of like female Oaxacan power and chicken, which is part of our culture. I'm gonna put it on high heat, and I'm not gonna use any other fat at this moment other than the very top of my salsa macha. It's okay if you get a little bit of the pulp. I'm gonna add the avocado leaves and start flavoring the oils, the salsa. We're gonna go in with our chicken. I'm gonna season one more time liberally with salt. While it looks like a lot, I promise you it needs it. And we're just gonna drop. See that bubbling? You wanna hear that, you wanna see it. You wanna make sure you get plenty of salt in those nooks and crannies. So it's always good to apply a little bit of pressure, just like you would, brick chicken. It's famous because you pretty much force it to caramelize. Just gonna take a peek. Right when we have a little bit of color, we're gonna drop it into the oven at 400 and let it finish until it temps at 160. And then it carries over. Right before we go in the oven, I'm gonna add 1 lemon, just sliced for that acid. I want enough to go around the entire diameter of the pan. Woo! See? It bites. That water and the fat creates these little pockets that bite. So you can see that crust and that chili already working. I am going to give it a little bit of a tench. We want to trap that moisture. So we're gonna go right in the middle for about 20 minutes. Check on it, flip it, baste it. Just brushing on love. About 4 tablespoons just on top. And this will make the most killer pan sauce. And I'm gonna juice half of a lime. Limes have a tinge of bitterness and lemons are sweet. So when you put them together, they really are the best citrus marriage. See, that's what you want, that caramelization on the skin. It's beautiful. Oh, so good. Temp it. Temp's good there. It's gonna be so good. I'm gonna rest it over my drip pan so I can make my sauce, my pan sauce. And while we love the lemons and we love the avocado leaves, we just don't need them anymore. So we've gotten everything out of them that we needed. We're just gonna strain it right over a little pot. Small sauce pot will do. All that goodness. We're gonna put this over a medium heat to start our pan sauce. Squeeze all that juice out. Bring it to a low simmer and we're gonna start mounting it with butter and a little bit of acid, so some lime juice. Keep whisking, keep whisking. One last taste. Oh, so good. Okay. It's like a cross in between a sopa de fideo broth and like the best chicken roast you've ever had. I mean, I'm biased, but you gotta take my word for it. You know, just because we're here, just because we're in between friends and family, I'm just gonna give this guy a bath. Oh yeah. This is when you need the slow-mo and that like really romantic music, maybe some Isaac Hayes. Doesn't that look good? All right, so now we're gonna go to final plating. We're all done, guys. Only took 7 hours. I'm gonna add a little bit of the pan sauce. There you have it, guys. My salsa macha with my Oaxacan chicken. It's packed full of flavor over a bed of rice. The moment of truth, we're gonna taste, and there's all sorts of ways. You could literally just rip a leg off of here, but we're gonna pretend like we're civilized today. We're gonna move this here. I'm gonna cut my portion off and start to build my taco. I like thigh meat, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take one leg off, sort of carve my way through what I will build with a taco. Put the chicken on the bottom. Oh, it looks so good. So you have chicken, the tortilla with the beautiful grill marks. I'm gonna add a little bit of the green garnish, your herbs. Grab some of that rice, especially the one about all the drippings. That's the good stuff. So I'm just going to build yourself your taco. A little bit of the juice just right on top. Más cotija. Really the star of the show, our salsa macha. All right, moment of truth, guys. Always up to your chin. Bend over. You get emotional when you eat this? It's so good. If I can leave anything behind once I'm out of this bag of bones, would be to understand that authenticity is very unique to yourself. Traditions aren't static, they constantly move forward. I'm a woman, mother, modern human in 2020. So of course this isn't what you would get at my grandma's house, but this is everything. This is a culmination of my past, my present, and where I want my food to go in the future. So I hope you guys have an open mind, make the substitutions, make the swaps, but stick to what the soul of the recipe is, which is that intention to get deep-rooted flavors executed properly into a tortilla. And that's what really makes life really good. Thank you for coming to Claudette's Story Time. I'm gonna finish my taco now. I'm not in the business of proving myself right. This is just how I do it. For everyone that wants to pick a fight over salsa macha and their grandma did it different, listen, I don't get into fights with grandmas. Grandmas know best, and if your grandma did it with tamarindo instead of chile, amazing. Congratulations. I'm just showing you my way.